Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We are in episode 5 in our series on client coach communication. And I want to turn Adam to now the heart of the relationship, the coaching client relationship. And programming has been delivered, everything is hashed out, everybody's ready to go. Now all of a sudden you're into the flow of progress and communication. But if things start to go awry, and it could be on any level, somebody's just really having issues with staying on track and compliance, or they may be not losing or losing too quickly. So a lot of our job is looking for those ways to improve what we're doing. Do you have any specific things that you kind of go through as a measure? Let's use the example that somebody just stopped progressing, but they've been losing weight at a pound a week, pound and a half a week, and then all of a sudden they have a week where there's not any movement. So what's Coach Atkinson going to do?
Yeah, I'll gear this too, like specifically with females. Like they just adapt so much quicker than men do. So sometimes that's more normal. You see that decline in thyroid levels a lot of times, and how many people back in 2010 when metabolic adaptation was like being called metabolic damage. I mean, how many men actually emailed us about that? It was because women adapt so much faster than men do. So sometimes you could have someone cruising along 4 weeks and they just hit the brakes. I would say that can sometimes be more normal, but if I just make an intake change and it's been 2 weeks and they haven't lost anything, that's when I'm going to get pretty concerned that maybe food measuring, maybe consistency or compliance just isn't good. So you always have to tiptoe around those questions without sounding like you're accusing. Bad habits can slip in. You can start buying the wrong type of cottage cheese that you thought you were buying. Maybe it's higher fat than what you were originally eating. A lot of mistakes are actually accidents and not necessarily on purpose. This is kind of the Achilles heel of macro dieting, but this could happen on a meal plan too, where you buy a type of fish and it's let's say it's salmon and it's got way more fat than the salmon you were buying before. It can happen in kind of any philosophy of prep coaching. So with that being said, if it's been a long time of good weight loss at a current intake, I might be more apt to change that client's intake and even go lower just as a standard. But if I feel like they're also getting stressed, this could also be where I implement a diet break, especially with females, just so we can slow down some of those adaptations that are happening. But just kind of the whole context and the history of the check-ins going to be what swings me one way or another with that client.
And this is another place where communication is so necessary, because if I just have a client and they think they're not progressing well, but I say, no, you're good, just go another week. They're going to think, wow, that was totally dismissive. He's not even listening to me. But if I go back and say, look, your weight on Friday compared to Friday was you didn't move that much. But if you look at how many days this week you were at 171 and last week it was 172. And, look how we ended the week, kind of back down. So your net average may look like you didn't make very much movement, but the trend is definitely there. So if you're telling me your consistency has been on point, as you mentioned, Adam, then I just think we don't need to make a knee-jerk reaction this week. Let's hold on. Maybe, as you said a couple episodes ago, like we need to communicate more this week. Like, let me know what your weight is tomorrow morning. Let me know in a couple days. Let's take a closer look, but I think we're going to be okay. As long as you are communicating that thoroughly to your client, what thought process you're going through, and the client is communicating back to you, understanding, clarity, maybe follow-up questions, but that's what gets missed in this coach-client communication loop sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as we move through this, Adam, I want just maybe 1 or 2 more episodes. We'll see how far we get in the next one. But I want to talk about how we go through some of the tougher parts of dieting and communicating, like this is what to expect if you're getting through your metabolic set point, or as we're getting toward the end and we're discussing peaking strategy. So you guys stay tuned. Thank you again for watching, listening. Contest Prep University. We will be wrapping up this series very soon, next couple episodes.